We're good?
Yeah,
Okay.
go for it.
So what is the festival about? What does it have to offer?
So Surfing is it's all about tattoos.
Yeah.
So we've got artists tattooing on site, that's the main thing. And then we've got a whole bunch of other entertainment happening throughout the weekend.
Yeah. Like,
So we've got the Circus Alabanza, they're doing fire shows and circus acts.
Yeah.
We've got Latin Vibrations who are doing, they're dancers, so they do like the samba dance and they do burlesque, which is awesome.
Okay.
They gave us a taste of it yesterday, so we'll see more of that today.
time's that?
So Latin Vibrations is at 5:15.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. The Art Fusion went really well yesterday.
Yeah.
It was really cool. We've got, there's 4 artists and they get up on stage and they do collaborative pieces. So they have 2 canvases and then they keep changing around. And
I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
So they turned out really good. Got some good photos of the finished pieces and we auctioned them off last night. It's good. So Surfing it's just celebrating tattoo culture.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This is the first of it in Townsville.
Yeah.
Why was Townsville
Chosen.
Yeah.
Townsville, we had our Gold Coast Festival. We've done 4 of them.
Yeah.
So we had our 4th one earlier this year in January, and we had a group of people that we met from Townsville that had come down to see it, and they were like, "You've got to bring it! You've got to bring it!" And they sort of put the idea in our head. So we started researching and. Based on the population and the other events that have come here and the success of other events here, we made the decision to come up. It's a great hub, we feel, for North Queensland.
Yeah. Definitely.
And it's definitely something that has a lot of potential to draw international artists. So that was a key thing for us because it's really important that we draw a good representation from international overseas artists.
Yeah.
And who doesn't want to go to the Great Barrier Reef, and you tell them that.
Yeah.
So Marco and I are planning, Marco's the other organizer.
Yeah.
So we're planning a few trips overseas, a few in a couple of months, and then next year as well to help promote it and draw those big name international artists. So there's a lot of potential. There's so much potential in this beautiful venue.
Yeah, I just had a look before.
We're really excited about it.
Is there a story behind the creation of the festival?
So there's a story behind the creation of the festival. It's really the brainchild of Marco Ventura.
Okay.
So he's been traveling and doing conventions of the same sort all over the world for about 10 years actually.
Yeah.
No, maybe a bit less, maybe 8 years.
How do you know him?
Well, I'm originally from Canada.
Yeah.
And I came to Australia traveling, and I met Marco at the studio. I was looking for a job, and then we ended up getting together. So.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we've been together for 5 years now.
Oh,
so
wow.
So we live and work together. It's good and bad, mostly good. But
What was your aim? What did you want to get out of hosting an event like this?
the aim is really to benefit the tattoo community. So because Marco had traveled overseas, and before I met him, or before we started organizing this, we had traveled together, and you see. Overseas, they've got brilliant artists, like amazing artists, and they've got all these conventions. You can go to a tattoo festival every weekend if you want. And the caliber of the whole industry over there, as far as supplies and artists and magazines, everything, is just so much higher. So we're like, why isn't that the same thing happening in Australia? Australia needs that. The whole industry just needed a boost. So. We really wanted to make sure that we really wanted to inject the industry with some of that talent and just show Australia what's possible with tattoos and where the industry can go. So it's all just industry growth.
I'm guessing television shows over in America and stuff, really, because my best friend, she loves watching LA Ink and all that stuff, and she's like, I'm going to America to get my tattoos. I'm like, fantastic artists in Australia.
There is great artists in Australia, and because we never really had conventions, they never were seen, so they weren't celebrated as they are in America. So we don't have TV shows over here. So America's got those TV shows. They've got these, and Europe as well. They've got all these conventions where those artists can be seen.
Yeah.
In Australia before, 5 years ago, even if there was amazing artists, no one would know about it because they're just sitting in their shop, just tattooing in their own town,
Do you think we should have a television show, or give us more publicity?
Should or shouldn't, it doesn't really... the American shows, you get them here, so it doesn't really make a difference. I think... I don't think... the tattoo shows are good to create interest in the public.
Yeah.
But as far as creating growth within the industry, as improving artists, I don't think that it makes that much of a... Personally, anyway, this is my own personal opinion. I don't think that it makes artists get better. I think that bringing artists together and having them, upstairs working next to each other and seeing, each other's techniques, that really makes them better.
Yeah.
So I think that those things are really important. I think what's going to be important in the future of tattooing in Australia is having the support of the tattoo community with these sort of events. So I think that's what's going to be really important.
Since the creation of Surf and Ink in 2010, have you noticed or you have any comments on the success rate,
of our festivals?
Yeah,
they've been amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, our first festival, we had a lineup of about 800 people at the door.
Wow.
It was the whole line of the convention center that we were using. So it's definitely grown every year, and now that we've got the 2 additional festivals, so we did the 4 on the Gold Coast, now we've got Brisbane and Townsville.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the whole thing is growing, so it's definitely very successful for us.
What is the length of preparation that goes into organising an event like this?
Well, it gets smaller and smaller each year, so as we get better at it, we can organise it a bit faster. But the first one, I think we started planning it about a year and a half in advance.
Oh, wow.
And then now we every year we take a few more months off in between. So I think these ones we really only got into organising them heavily about 5 months before.
Okay.
And then the promotion started only about 3 months before. So we're a bit better at it now.
Do you intend on making this an annual event within Townsville? Yeah?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. What's the link between Surf and Ink?
Well, Surf and Ink developed on the Gold Coast where we live.
Yeah.
So it was an obvious connection. And our studio's named Surf and Ink as well.
Yeah, okay.
So the connection there was the attraction to the Gold Coast, and it's the surfing capital of the world.
Yeah.
So maybe next to Bali or something.
Is the Surf and Ink festival sponsored?
We've got a few small sponsors.
Yeah.
But they're mainly industry based.
Okay.
So like tattoo aftercares and different suppliers for tattoo products.
Yeah.
We've also had Red Bull sponsor in the past.
Yeah.
And who else? We've had many different sponsors. They change every year.
Okay.
But yeah.
Are you a tattoo artist yourself? Mm-hmm. No? You just get the tattoo?
I don't have time for that. I got my first tattoo when I first met Marco, so I didn't have any tattoos before then.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
so he's done all my work, so I've got a couple now.
That's cool.
No, I don't tattoo. It's not something that I've said I'd never ever do, but I just don't have time for it now. We also we run. I don't know if you looked into that, but we run Custom Tattoos magazine.
Yeah.
So that's all. We do that and the festival. We've got 2 tattoo studios, and we also do tattoo supplies.
Oh wow!
So I'm a very busy lady. I don't have time to draw. So maybe sometime in the future when
What advice would you give to someone wanting to get into the industry?
As an artist?
Yeah.
Draw. Yeah.
Yep.
Draw.
Simple.
Just you to survive in the long term, especially now and increasingly more, you've got to be an artist.
Yeah.
So and you've got to want to do it.
Yeah.
So.
What previous experiences do you have organising such events? So obviously your past 3 years.
Yeah.
Anything
Well.
else?
Yeah, well, we've done the 4 Gold Coast ones, and we've done a few small events.
Yeah.
So we did like it was called Tat Fusion and Fashion Expo. We did a while back in 2009, I think. But it was just a small, like a one-day little event that we did.
Yeah.
And other than that, we've just spent a lot of time going to tattoo conventions as exhibitors.
Okay. Yeah.
So Marco's done more than I could count, like over 100.
Yeah.
And I've done probably 30 or more or something. So, and we're always helping out with the exhibition side and helping out with all of the different organizers of different events. So, yeah.
What appeals to you most about the event? Is it the organising, the meeting the new people?
About organising the events? What appeals to the public about like
what appeals to you?
To me to organise it.
The whole day you gave up an hour.
I like the feeling of just seeing it all come together. I think you know it's really exciting. And the week before, and you get all your printing done, and you know I get a buzz from it.
Yeah,
you know,
to know
like,
that this is what you've created.
Yeah, you know, it's like a drug, honestly. On Thursday night, I slept maybe an hour. I couldn't sleep.
Wow.
I couldn't sleep. I was just,
Especially
I tried, and
yeah,
and same with my partner, you know, we tried, went out for a couple of drinks with some of the exhibitors, some of the artists, and we went back to our hotel and we just lied there for about an hour and a half, and then finally he was like, man, fuck this, and he just got his laptop out and kept working, and I was like, well, I might as well. I couldn't sleep. So yeah, it's a buzz, and you get to see all your friends and you know and hang out and have a good time. It's a fun time. Yeah.
How many people are expected to enter the gates?
We're expecting, I think, 5,000.
Wow.
Over the weekend.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, it must be satisfying. Must be satisfying seeing the event you have organised be such a crowd pleaser.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. No, when people like it, it's like fuck yeah. Sorry for the cursing.
That's all good.
But no, definitely. When people are having a good time, it definitely creates a buzz.
Yeah, I think this will. Because it's the first thing that's happening in Townsville, and I know a lot of tattoo friends and stuff and everything, and like Trish Horrors, I know of like my boyfriend's uncle's wife.
They're Explosion, right?
Yeah, Explosion. Yeah. Do you have any other comments or anything to ask me or anything to add?
Yeah, not really. I just we hope we can keep doing it in Townsville and that everyone enjoys it and keep supporting the industry, I guess. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No worries. Thank you.